My name is Michelle. I'm 28 years old. I'm not very well known, but I debuted as a celebrity at 16. Somehow I've managed to stay in the entertainment industry until now. Currently, I'm a reporter for a regional broadcast program called Afternoon TV. My husband Ivan is 30. He's an executive at his father's company, a remodeling company. We married 6 years ago, and at that time my father-in-law gifted us a condo. Yet Ivan and I divorced. The reason was that Ivan had an affair. Worse still, the other woman was Adeline, appearing on the same program as me. Hey, how long are you gonna stay here? This place is mine and Ivan's home, so you better leave quickly. Ivan's mistress, Adeline, barged into our home. Ivan was accompanying her like a guardian. Of course I'll leave, but I'm taking all the personal items I bought. But shit, I wasn't going to be defeated. I'd seen this coming. I don't need your dirty, used stuff. I'm planning to create my ideal castle here. Since Ivan will buy anything, I want to furnish it. I can't use anything you've even touched once. It's unhygienic. I'll remove all my personal items today, so come back tomorrow. That's unavoidable, I guess. I'll give you one night. Make sure everything is finished by tomorrow. Adeline left. It was comical how desperately Ivan followed her. He was completely under her control. The next day, Ivan and Adeline arrived, all triumphant. We're coming in, okay? Son, what's this? Ivan and Adeline were speechless. Weren't you only supposed to take your personal items? Why is it completely empty? Then the apartment manager came and said, the procedures are complete. I'll take the keys from you now. This apartment was transferred from your father's name to mine. That means the furniture and appliances inside were all bought with the savings I earned from my entertainment career. This apartment is already on the market, so it's no longer a place for Ivan and Adeline to return to. Indeed, a lot had happened to reach this point. Good morning. I'm looking forward to working with you today. My voice echoed in the studio. Michelle, how many years have you been in charge? I've been doing this since I was 20, so it's been 2 years. At first I was nervous, but now you're quite the veteran. No, not at all. But since becoming a reporter here at Afternoon TV, I've had more work. But despite being a regional station, it's quite influential. Sorry, it's just a local program. I've improved my gourmet reporting in this program. Oh, let me introduce the president and executive of the house group, the sponsor of our program. There stood Ivan and his father, Sam.
Nice to meet you, I'm Sam.
Oh, it's the real Michelle. Haven't seemed very excited.
What's with this frivolous guy? Can't he give a proper greeting? An executive, and he can't even do that. That was my first impression of Ivan. I'm just touring the studio. I've never been to a TV station before. It's amazing. I didn't know there were so many people. Oh, there's Mikol Choa. Awesome. Ivan, behave yourself. Even when reprimanded by Sam, Ivan, starstruck, went to shake hands with the veteran comedian and Mixi Oshua. Seems like he was a pampered little rich boy. That was enough time to make me think so. After the recording, as I left the studio, Ivan spoke to me in a rather familiar way. Do you have time after this? How about dinner? There's this members-only steakhouse nearby. It's amazing, really tasty. Let's go. How old are you? It just slipped out of my mouth. Oh, me? I'm 24. Before, and this is how he talks. How does he even work? I need to check with my manager. Oh, I've already got the okay from your manager. I knew immediately that was a lie. Because my manager doesn't come to my shoots. But how should I refuse? He being a sponsor, would it be trouble for the show if I refused him poorly? Let's go. Close. The wedding was extravagant from the venue to the cuisine. Amazing, right? Our married life starts here. He brought me to a newly built condo, the penthouse of this condo. The view and the space were incredible. As soon as the wedding was set, Ivan's father, Sam, gifted us this condo. I later went alone to thank my father-in-law. I'm glad you liked it. Natural as Ivan's parents, I guess this is all I can do, marrying such a light-hearted, frivolous man. I never thought Ivan would get married. I'm really grateful to you, Michelle. No marrying into such a big company's family. I wonder if I'm good enough? The apartment is too luxurious. I'm at a loss for words. Just one thing, please let me handle the furniture and appliances for our new home. You mean you'll buy them? Yes, I've been working in the entertainment industry since I was 16. I have some savings. Plus, my parents want to provide the furniture as part of my dowry. I see. So you'll take care of the furniture and appliances. Thus, the arrangements for the gift, wedding, reception, and honeymoon were decided. And so my married life with Ivan began. Hey, wake up. You're gonna be late for work. No matter how many times I tried, Ivan wouldn't budge. Every morning, the same thing happened. I can't see Ivan being of much use at work, but he does hold the position of an executive. Come on, your driver will be here in 10 minutes. Ivan even has a chauffeur for pickups and drop-offs. I really don't want to work. Ivan finally got up, repeating his usual line. Wash your face, shave your beard, pursuit and tire out, so get dressed quickly. Do you have work today, Michelle? Yeah, I have a shoot for afternoon TV today. It's a restaurant feature, so I haven't eaten since last night. A tipo Elfie, even so. Afternoon TV has been running for a long time, hasn't it? First the MC commentators, and even the set have changed, but you, Michelle, as the reporter, have been the constant. Oh, by the way, they've started having new talents as assistants, right? Huh, Ivan, you watched the show? Well, kinda. The assistant changes daily. There are talents, but also models and former athletes. Adeline is pretty cute, isn't she? What time do you think it is? It's 1 a.m. Were you out drinking? Well, I have to socialize. Even so, every night, so late. The people inviting you. And you're 30, Ivan. You should have some liver rest days. And as we talked about before, we should start thinking about having kids. Are you taking this seriously? Events for the body. Adeline's for the money, it's a win-win, but the problem is whether it's an affair or something serious. I hate to say it, but they're definitely in a serious relationship. Ivan has rented an apartment for Adeline. He dines out with her every night, stops by her place, and then comes back to your condo. He's always late, right? Ivan, he comes home quite drunk. The driver waits till late. Does Adeline like drinking? She's strong. She thinks getting Ivan drunk will make him stay overnight. But Ivan insists on returning to you, which she doesn't like. Indeed, Ivan never stayed out, but our conversations were almost non-existent. Ivan probably returned out of obligation. Then, Ivan stayed out for the first time. Has it finally come to this? Sorry, I went out drinking yesterday. Got drunk, passed out at the bar. He could really spin a transparent lie. You think I don't know anything? Supporting a mistress. You've really come into a good position, haven't you, Ivan? I've been troubled by your infidelity for so long, but to start keeping a mistress, it's really the last straw. Just because I'm 28 and past my prime, you run off with a 20-year-old girl. Do you think you're not aging? Us men start their prime in their 30s, you know. They actually become more attractive. Every man prefers younger women. Adeline, unlike you, Michelle, said she'd quit her job if we got married. That's where I feel the love. Even after marrying a rich guy like me, cling to your job. Let's be honest, you've been in show business since 16 and you're still not famous. There was never a demand for you. You're mistaken if you think you're needed. The reality is, you're only hired because my company sponsors the show. I was completely devastated by his words. Characteristically, I felt down. So you prefer Adeline and want to marry her? I can't believe I'm uttering such clingy words. I just can't seem to hate Ivan. Yeah, that's right. Ivan said it so casually. It was around that time when my father-in-law passed away. He had a stroke and never woke up again. I had just recently been called by him for a very important talk. It was a tough time, wasn't it? It was so sudden, I still can't believe it. He was genuinely kind, humble, and someone I respected. Lately, I've been venting to Haley after every shoot. The night the funeral for your father-in-law ended, Ivan told you he wanted a divorce, right? What? A divorce at that time? Haley exclaimed so loudly, I quickly hushed her. This is off the record for now. Sorry, but it's such a sudden development. Did Ivan really say that? Well, yeah, after days of constant fighting, Ivan finally brought it up. I was prepared for it sooner or later. But it bothers me that the other woman is Adeline. Recently, it was obvious. I think Ivan bought it for her, but she came in wearing an expensive fur coat. Guess how much? When I guessed around $10,000, she said it was $100,000. A whole order of magnitude more. Michelle, you never show off that Ivan is wealthy. You're so classy. Be compared to that. Adeline's all about flaunting her brand stuff. It's tacky. She's coaxing out insane amounts of money. Does Ivan really have that much free money? I don't really get involved with the money side of things, But really, Adeline's spending is too much. She's asking for bigger things from Ivan, like building a villa abroad or buying out entire brand stores. Her requests are not normal, and Ivan indulging her is just as strange. Yesterday's fight ended with Ivan demanding a divorce. Today, when I get home, I'll agree to the divorce. Here, I'll submit this to the office tomorrow. You can stay until you find a new place, but try to do it quickly. I'll be staying at Adeline's place for a while. Compared to the whirlwind of our marriage, the divorce happened in an instant. And a week later, Ivan and Adeline barged in. I told them the apartment's ownership had been transferred from my father-in-law to me, and Adeline started making a scene. I didn't hear about such a thing, Ivan. What's going on? I don't know either. When did this happen? Just because Dad's gone, you're making up things. Stop this harassment. I don't care if it's jealousy or whatever. It's shameful. I sold my place and gave up my car because you said we'd live in this condo. What now, Ivan? Ivan acts tough with me, but he's totally subdued in front of Adeline. He's completely under her control. Then let's buy another place. We don't have to stick to this place. I hated now that I think about it. I don't want to spend a second in the place where your ex-wife lived. How about that condo in Central? Oh, that place is not suitable. Hey, Michelle. What did Dad say? You better have proof. If you're lying, I won't let it go. It's funny how he talks tough but is mentally weak. I showed them the document my father-in-law had left, stating he was giving me the condo through my lawyer. Michelle, I always cause you trouble. I've always spoiled Ivan, and that's all my fault. I'm not boasting, but I've never cheated. You might not believe me, but it's true. I vowed to love my wife all my life. I don't know any woman who surpasses her. Yet, Ivan never stops playing around. I think he's escaping reality. He lacks confidence and always has a complex. That's why he runs to women and drowns in momentary pleasures. I can't imagine even stopping his philandering. Michelle, you even offered to pay back the money for the apartment. What a wonderful daughter-in-law you are. I can't stand men who don't cherish women. That's why I can't forgive Ivan. To avoid future disputes over the apartment, I'm transferring the ownership from me to Michelle. If you end up divorcing Ivan, I want you to take the money from selling the apartment as alimony. I might seem like a bad father who spoils his son to the end. But I love Ivan, and it's my last duty. This sounds like a will, but I'm still active in my work. I hope Michelle, for all her hardships, finds happiness in the future. Ivan looked like he was about to cry after reading this. Currently, Ivan is denying his infidelity while also acknowledging it. I wonder if he understands his father's love. What? This isn't proof. Ivan is the legitimate heir of the family. After Dad passed, Ivan became the president. He's the most important, right, Ivan? Well, that's true, but practically speaking, we can't live here anymore. Then find a place with a gym and a pool. Let's think about it and stay in a hotel for now. It's the Royal Hyatt Suite then? All right. Oh, And you should tell Michelle about this, right? Michelle, you're being dropped from afternoon TV? The top brass was reluctant, but well, since the sponsor is his group. Without the connection to Ivan, they had no choice. It's like an old gum, no longer worth keeping. They finally listened to me. Ever since I became an assistant, I've been telling the higher-ups and everyone around. Finally, my wish came true. Being dropped from the show hurts. I've been a reporter on afternoon TV for 8 years. It's about time for a new face. Ivan's company being the sponsor might have played a big role. You can't argue with that, can you? It's your main source of income. But despite being a talent going nowhere, you managed to marry way above your league, and this is how it ends. You're just too greedy, but just wanting both family and career. You were even saying you wanted kids until recently. What more do you want? Well, in the end, you didn't cherish Ivan, so this happened. You're using Ivan too, aren't you? Getting him to spend big money, but not letting him touch you. Isn't that worse than sugar dating? I've proof. I presented the conversation Haley had recorded between Adeline and herself as evidence. Adeline's voice could be heard. Yeah, it was easy to snag Ivan. Just put on a sexy outfit, and he falls right over monkey-brained. Make him spend, and then say goodbye. But Ivan had his fun, so this is a fair payback, right? I mean, he got to date a 20-year-old glamour model. If Ivan weren't rich, I wouldn't bother with him. What else does he have to offer? A frivolous, dumb guy with no brains is not attractive, right? And he's so deluded, thinking he's all that. No matter how hard he tries, he's at Michelle's level. Dreamless, you know? I'll just play along and dump him when he's no longer useful. A woman's shelf life is short. I'll milk him for all he's worth while I can. That's his joy too. Maybe he's good for another 6 months. Ivan's face twisted. It must be hard for him to know where to direct his anger and sadness. Right, that's the real deal. Ivan should feel lucky to have even dated me. I have lots of fans after all. Getting close to me is like a dream come true for any man. So, you saying you'd marry me was a lie? Absin, I was prepared for you being after my money. But was this all planned from the beginning? Of course. Do you know how many handsome guys I've seen in showbiz? Without your money, you wouldn't get a second glance. Funny. Looks like Adeline will have to leave Ivan now. What do you mean? Ivan, you've been fired from the company as of today. Ivan and Adeline looked baffled. Ivan, you know why, don't you? Ivan's face turned pale. Facing reality must be scary for him. He must have been hoping to escape this day. Ivan, you embezzled company money for Adeline, right? Your mother called me yesterday, asking to fill the gap with the money from selling this condo. Of course, I refused. What I've been through is worth more than this building. But what it has come to is this. You should have told me if you had no money. I would have cut ties earlier. But now I'll be seen as the villain and a criminal. I don't waste time on men without money. Goodbye, Adeline. Good for you, your reporter job continues. I value your experience, your sharp comments, and your tempo. The director appreciates it. Ashno, fantastic. That all your efforts weren't in vain. People are watching. Well, this casting is more because of the scandal and sympathy. Can't believe Ivan sold Adeline's story to a magazine. Love turned into hatred. Even though Adeline wasn't that big of a glamour model, words like affair and mistresses are just too powerful. Yeah, Ivan was driven to embezzle because of it. What Ivan did is terrible, but Adeline's actions aren't excusable either. Like the gold diggers, but at least she's not leeching off a host. But she's been completely blacklisted in the industry. Ivan's revenge is complete. Afterwards, an enraged Ivan, knowing his position was ruined, sold Adeline's story to a tabloid. That turned both Adeline and Ivan into celebrities overnight. Even I, Ivan's wife, became famous. Not the best kind of fame, but I got sympathy votes. I heard Adeline was blacklisted from the entertainment industry and went missing. She had a lot of debt, selling the gifts from Ivan to pawn shops. Ivan, fired and disowned, struggles daily. For Ivan, a wealthy, sheltered man, these days must be harsh. For because of my sudden fame, I got a reporter job at a national network. Debuting at 16, I had my breakthrough at 28. I'm determined to live positively